Many budding entrepreneurs wish to launch their own fashion company. This is fantastic since each of us has something unique to offer the world and business has never been more accessible. Welcome to Planet Lux, and in this video we'll take a look at a reality check of the fashion industry. Things to be aware of before starting a fashion company. It necessitates a significant investment. Access to entrepreneurship has never been easier or more affordable than it is today. We're used to hearing about software businesses that were founded by two people in a garage and were able to acquire millions of clients and make the cover of prominent magazines in a matter of months. This is fantastic. However, creating a prototype in software development can be significantly less expensive than in many other businesses. Fashion, for example, is a very capital-intensive industry. This increased barrier to entry limits the number of market participants while also sparking more creative approaches to fundraising. Bootstrapping in fashion is extremely difficult, and due to the lack of funding, founders may develop alternate kinds of financing. This can be accomplished through crowdsourcing or crowdfunding. This is not a quick fix for the money problem, but it does help an entrepreneur to confront a steep learning curve and comprehend how much money is required to develop, create, and market a product. Alternatively, we can examine how many companies in the fashion industry built a brand only after launching other businesses in order to better control cash flow. Poor cash flow management is frequently the cause of company failure, not only in the fashion business but in any industry. Costs are expensive and earnings are uncertain when a designer advances through the production of a value chain. To solve cash flow issues, a whole branch of management known as lean management has been formed, but in practice, an entrepreneur must spend a lot of money before any prospective financial gain can even be theorized. It is a massive undertaking. Even while everyone has opportunity to become an entrepreneur, only a small percentage of those who try succeed. This is due to more than just timing, luck, or other factors. On the contrary, success in starting a business is dependent on the inner features of each individual. Entrepreneurs must take chances, manage uncertainty, and have faith in what they do. For most people, this indicates that an entrepreneur may be in an existential state of anxiety. You may begin by worrying about your business, but as time passes, you begin to worry about many other things, such as individuals working with your organization and the long-term viability of your future. Failure during a company's early stage is usually unavoidable. What matters in the long run is how entrepreneurs respond to failure, how they persevere, and ultimately succeed. Entrepreneurship is less about having $1 million idea and more about having $1 million character. Much of the entrepreneurship literature focuses on how to start a company, but very little work is devoted to developing the character required to be an entrepreneur. As a result, if you are serious about launching a business, a degree in fashion design may not be sufficient. You must study how businesses operate and how to effectively manage an organization. Understanding the value creation process in a fashion firm. In most situations, the problem stems from how the fashion business is portrayed. If fashion catwalks and top models create a dream factor that is difficult to ignore, the complexity of the fashion pipeline will confront any designer who is unable to manage a firm's value chain. Fashion design is what fashion students study in school because it is the most important thing to focus on, but it is not nearly enough of what you need to know if you want to start a business. Coming up with a unique, intriguing product can take years of research and trial and error, but this is only the beginning of a much longer process that includes 4 distinct stages of value creation: research and development, production, marketing, distribution, and sales. The final value provided to clients is the product of these 4 steps, each of which includes a number of sub-processes and sub-stages. Research and development might be the most innovative part of the value chain. A designer focuses on designing a collection at this stage by selecting fabrics, creating designs, and developing samples. This may be the most intimate and cost-effective stage as well, as designers can work alone until they have a product sample that they like. A modest collection can be produced in-house in the early phases of launching a brand. But as numbers expand, it becomes vital to form partnership to oversee production. If the first stage allows for isolation and individualism, the second stage requires a firm to go out to other firms in order to form relationships centered on manufacturing a designer's collection at a bigger volume. For a variety of reasons, this is a complicated process. First and foremost, producers become stakeholders in a new business since they must bear some financial risk if they want to become manufacturers for a new designer's collection. Furthermore, on an operational level, this stage comprises several strategic decisions such as developing manufacturing license contracts, selecting fabrics, managing quality standards, and overseeing logistics and the supply chain. As you may expect, this includes a significant amount of paperwork. The fashion industry is inextricably linked to the media world, to the point where fashion media is a highly significant component of our culture. If in the past communication was mostly based on advertising and fashion shows, corporations may now utilize the power of digital media to gain access to social media channels and promote their brands at a low cost. Overall, acquiring a second degree in business or an MBA may not be such a bad idea after all. At the same time, beginning your own business provides an excellent learning opportunity, and in short order, one can learn about the complexities of the fashion pipeline and all that it includes. By the way, if you're watching us for the first time, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can enjoy our future videos while getting updated. Getting back to the scene, how planning and management is key to success. When launching a fashion firm, the character or the entrepreneur appears to be the most crucial critical success component time and again. At the same time, we may offer some tips to help you get started. Bring something one of a kind to the market. Regardless of anything we've talked thus far, the product you bring to the market has a significant impact on your chances of success. To compete with a slew of other designers, a designer must create something truly unique. Find a business partner that has abilities that complement yours. Find a business partner if you are the creative type. If you have great management skills, look for a designer in whom you have faith. You don't have to do everything on your own in either instance. Finding a person or a team capable of complementing your skills, on the other hand, is a wonderful method to gamble on your strength. Make a network. This is where fashion schools can help. People you studied with, other designers you know, as well as your friends and connections are valuable assets to your firm. And you should value your relationships with fellow designers since they will provide inspiration and opportunity to your firm. Be frugal with your money. Don't create organizations or processes that you don't require. Maintain a lean management strategy and strive to save as much money as possible. Cash flow is the most important aspect of financial stability, and preserving resources can keep you afloat for as long as you need for your business to take off. Conclusions. The purpose of this video was not to discourage a fashion entrepreneur from beginning a business. On the contrary, we strongly encourage business risk-taking. At the same time, before embarking on a dream, it's critical to have a thorough understanding of what running a fashion firm requires. It is ultimately a matter of character, but understanding the fundamentals of the fashion industry can go a long way toward assisting a fashion company in staying afloat throughout its early period of growth. And with that being said, it's time to end our video. What are your views about the fashion industry? Let us know in the comments. Like this video and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. We'll see you in the next video.